Alice in Chains, them bones. Let's do this. This needs no introduction, so it's not getting one. We're going to crack right on with the first riff, which goes like this. Exactly like that. Such good fun to play. Anyway, I do have to have a little bit of a chat to you because we are in a drop D tuning, but the whole guitar is already D tuned, so it's like a drop C sharp tuning, I think. So basically you tune your guitar down 1/2 step, so 1 fret effectively, so everything becomes flat effectively, so E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B flat, E flat. But then you notch your E flat, so this low string, down 2 frets, okay? So it goes down to what? D flat. Okay, so your tuning should sound like this. Meaty. Now, that riff slowly is this. Little bit of vibrato, so you're playing the 5th and the 6th fret on the, what would be the G and B string, okay? And I think there's a slight vibrato in it, so. And then you're playing all of the strings apart from the top E or E flat. So that first, then the rest is palm muted, so it's. And round again, okay, so. Okay, so after this chord, with a little bit of vibrato, I think that sounds a bit more like it. You're going to play palm muting the low 3 strings, okay? And you're fretting all 3 whenever you're moving up through this riff, okay? So it's 2 open, 4 on the 1st fret, 2 I think on the, no, 3 on the 2nd fret, then you play 1 on the 3rd fret, and then 2 open. Okay, so slowly. Now, the first 2 times round, you play exactly the same thing. Now, on the 3rd time, you're going to go up to the octave, okay? So you're going to be playing the 17th and 18th fret up here. Alright? And you've only got the time of those 2 open chugs to get your fingers up to the top of the fretboard, okay? So. And then the 4th time, there's a rest of a quaver or an 8th note, okay? So it's. Alright? That slowly is. And then you're into the verse. Now, verse riff is very straightforward. It is just. It's just a beast of a riff. Super simple though, okay? So you're playing essentially an open D chord. So rather than playing here, you're just going to be sliding them down to the 2nd and 3rd fret. It's like an open D flat chord, okay? So then you're going to fret basically the first 3 strings again with that rhythm, okay? So now I do hear some people playing I thought that's how it was played, with that extra. With that extra bit there. I'm chugging where the placement of it is, but it isn't played like that, not on the album anyway. So if you ever look on YouTube, there is just Jerry Cantrell's guitar part, and you can hear him just playing. So keep it simple, why not, eh? So that is pretty straightforward. Okay, now one thing I forgot to mention is this is in 7/8, so it's a very unusual time signature, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which is a bit of a feature of Alice in Chains, and a lot of grunge bands actually, Soundgarden and other bands like that. So that's why that sounds, well, you may not have noticed, but it sounds a little bit odd. When you come to the solo, which is played over 7/8, you'll see why. It's quite strange phrasing. But chorus is actually in 4/4, so that goes like this. And then you're back into. It's just awesome fun to play. Trust me if you don't already know it. Now, onto this chorus bit. The chorus bit's awesome. I think a lot of Jerry Cantrell's riffs, to be honest, my favourite bits are the little noodly bits that he puts in between. Those little colorations that just really make the riffs super, super melodic for me. And that is one of these. Again, Mike McCready does it a fair bit. It's a bit of a Jimi Hendrix thing. But he does it as a sort of passing riff in between the chords. So let's go through that slowly. It's. And then back into. So 8th fret. Then down to the 7th. So you're playing 3 on the 7th fret. When you put where your octave would be, you do a little run from the 9th fret up to the 11th. And then you're also going to play this sort of mini chord, which is basically 11th fret on the, what would be the D string, 9th fret on the G, and the 10th fret on the B. Okay? Now, the picking is important for this bit, to get that. So you're doing a down stroke for the slide from the 9th to the 11th. And then you're going to do an upstroke, which you're going to hit the 10th fret on the B string, or B flat string, whatever, and the 9th fret on the G string. So, and you might also hit the 11th fret that you've already got fretted. So, yeah, I think I do. So, and then you're going to go to the 10th fret, same as the rhythm on the 8th fret. And then you go chromatically down, okay? And that slowly again. And then back into that. Okay, I'm going to play it round very slowly. Into that. Just super, super fun to play. Okay, so then you're going back round the intro riff, then into the riff again, and then I think you go back into the when the other guitar goes into the solo kicks in. So we're in 7/8 for this solo, so the phrasing's a bit weird. But let me go through this in chunks for you. So the first part, and excuse me, I'm looking at the tab because I haven't learned it, goes like this. Okay, that's the first riff, and then you're in. But first bit goes like this. So there's a hammer on first. And that's a slight bend. Again, same as that. So a bit of a feature of his playing already. And again, it's the same picking pattern when you get to that bit. Downstroke for the slide, upstroke for the little chordy bit, okay? Now for this bit, you want to basically bank everything off the third finger, which is on the 5th fret on the A flat string, so this second string. So once the hammer-on's played, you're then playing okay, and then a little bluesy rundown, which is okay, so that slowly is, and then there's a bend for the next bar of 7/8. Then there's this awesome rundown which goes, and it's quite hard to hear what he plays there, but that's what I worked it out as. So you go, which slowly is, so just a bend, release and pull off. Pretty standard fare. Then you do a hammer on pull off, and then there's this. Okay, and then there's a full bend. Okay, so that's slowly. That whole bit is. Hopefully you can get that. The next bits are all pretty straightforward and quite bluesy, so it's. Okay, that's a 1.5 times bend. Anyway, back to the beginning of that phrase. 14th fret and 13th fret. So you're going to be playing. So a lovely little rundown. And then you're going to play this. So good, man. And from there, you're going to play that slowly. Then down to the 8th fret. I'm not sure if that's, I think that might be picked. And that is actually held, so it goes. And it drops down. You'll hear it on the recording because it sounds like there's a harmony that occurs, because it does. But another guitar comes in over the top then, because it goes into the 4/4 part here, okay? And that goes like this. And you can play that here. Then you go up to the 20th fret. I mean, that bit on the 15th fret you can play here, if you want. And then you're on the highest string on the 20th fret. Okay, that slowly. Okay, you'll see all that in the tab. The next bit is back into 7/8, and it plays that riff. Plays that 7 times, but I find it easier to play like this. So you can play it like that if you want, which is basically just hammer on, a pull off, a pull off, and then just count 7. And after the 7th one, you're going to play this. So that would be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think that was 7. And then there's these 2 phrases at the end which go, and then that's the end of the solo. Okay, so and you are finito. And then I think it goes back into that. But my camera is about to run out of battery, so I can't continue to go through that anymore. Hope you've got all that in the bag. Hope you've nailed it. You've got all the tab. Let's do this again soon. Cheers, bye-bye.